everybody, I'm Shelby Rollins and this is your free vocal tip of the week. Hey guys, today we're talking about singing without strain in your voice. And this is probably what everybody needs, everybody wants. And it's probably what we hear the most here at the studios is how do I sing without the strain in my voice and still have that loud, powerful sound? I was actually working with a student the other day who, in working on vocal compression, she was compressing a little bit too much. And what happened was the tone was kind of shaky and slippery almost because it was squeezed way too hard. But in turn, it also brought her a little bit of strain right here. Now remember, Jesse talked about this a couple weeks ago, talking about compression and tension versus strain and how they're not completely the same thing. You got to have some tension to be able to compress, to get that muscle to help your cords connect without using the muscle that puts the strain on your cords. But you have to remember, if you actually over-compress, squeeze too hard and the sound sounds like this, what ends up happening is that all of that tension here that you kind of want ends up getting transferred all up here. And that's when you do feel some strain. This student that I was talking about actually was kind of over compressing and she was like, Shelby, you know, I feel it here and I can feel the connection, but I'm starting to feel some tension here. But I was listening to her, she wasn't actually yelling really hard at all. It was that the tension of compressing was actually transferring all over her body. She was getting way too much tension all over, and in turn that's going to ultimately start to use these muscles that we don't want to use. So you do have to keep that in mind. You do want to sing without strain, you've got to be very aware kind of what's going on in your body. And sometimes when we want to use compression because it's a cool new thing that we're learning, you can have the tendency to overcompress. So don't do that. Another thing you can do too to monitor whether or not you're singing with strain is this muscle here. And we've talked about that in these tips too. If you can take your thumbs and press underneath this under part of your chin, right back here, it's that swallowing muscle. It's attached to your tongue. And when you're not making noise and you're totally relaxed, it's very pliable and soft. And when you swallow, it pulls down nice and tight. That's the same muscle that puts strain on your vocal cords. So if you're yelling and you're belting really hard, the thing's going to be like a rock up in your mouth, up in your throat. And that's not what you want. And this can help you be very aware of if you are singing with strain, because some people aren't even sure when they are. And kind of gently giving it a little bit of a push also is going to help you encourage those muscles to release a little bit.